Alright, I'm already pretty much in the middle of this project. This is the air conditioner that I installed a little while ago. Actually, really not that long ago. I installed in this window here. As you can see, it's all taped up and there's a tarp there because I had to take it out. It's been about a week because we had a vacation, but the fan bearings squeak. And I'm trying to figure out if I can fix it. I'm having to take the whole dang thing apart. And it's just a pain in the butt. So I'm trying to figure out if I can fix it or not. I'm really hoping I can because this is good air conditioner. It cools the garage. But I put some PB Blaster there, and I've already tried lubricating it, just squirting WD-40 in through the shaft right here, but it's not going in. I tried to get the fan and the blades here off. I'm not going to be able to without moving this, and I don't really. That's the last resort thing. I do not want to move this because moving coils around and stuff, especially with how old this is, it may or may not leak if I do that. So I don't know. Anyway, so right now I'm just trying to get it done so I have air conditioning in the garage again. But like I said, I used PB Blaster on all 4 of those screws on the motor. I'm gonna try to get this side off. I believe it's both sides squeaking, and I'm gonna try to unscrew that side, and I'll see what comes next. But I guess I'll update it. Well, I've discovered that those screws actually hold the motor to this plate here, so now I'm trying to figure out if I can get that out. I've already bent it up. So the squirrel cage fan. Alright, so I've had to disassemble it further than I've wanted to, but I'm still trying to get to the fan. I've gotten this far, so I had to take off this panel, a panel here, a vent thing. So yeah, I guess I'll keep updating it. Anyway, I guess interesting look at how this is built. There's no this isn't a heat pump. It only has heat for heat. It has heater coils, and that's the air conditioner bit. But just trying to figure out now how to get into this chamber and pull all this stuff off. But it's just been alright. So I've had to disassemble it further than I've wanted to, but I'm still trying to get to the fan. I've gotten this far, so I had to take off this panel, a panel here, a vent thing. Just trying to figure out now how to get into this chamber and pull all this stuff off. Alright, so I was able to actually lubricate the bearings, surprisingly. Not quite finished yet. I'm going to actually have to take this plate off if I want to get... There's some nuts behind this plate here. I don't know if you can really see it. I'm going to have to take that off and struggle to put that back together. I ended up not having to take this off. As you can see, the motor's actually not pushed all the way back together. I'll have to do that whenever I tighten it down. I was able to actually pull the motor apart right there on the shaft. It was a pain in the neck. It was terrible, actually. It was awful. But somehow I managed to get it to work properly. And yeah, so I kind of held up the motor. I spun it. It sounds quiet. I used white lithium grease. I didn't use WD-40, so hopefully this will stay on there. It won't move. It was the inner bearing was actually the most noisy. The outer one was okay, but it needed lubrication too. It still makes a little bit of noise, but it doesn't squeak. It makes I don't know. It just makes a little bit of bearing noise. I think it's just because it's old. These aren't sleeve bearings. These are real bearings in here. So hopefully I can get it all back together and get it. And it doesn't have this issue again for a long time at least, but if it does, at least I know how to get to it. So next time I'll have an easier time doing it, if there is a next time. It's like I don't know, almost 40 years old, so, but it cools well, and that's why I'm doing this, because it's works super well. So hopefully by the time I make another clip of this, it's back together and I can test it. I might get someone to help me just so I hold the motor before I put everything back together, just so I can hold the motor, someone turn it on real quick and see if it squeaks at a higher velocity. But hopefully I won't have any more issues. Anyway. Okay, so it appears that I was successful in quieting the bearings, but that was half the battle. Now I have to get the entire thing back together, which requires more disassembly. Like I had mentioned previously, I need to take this off. So I'm going to see how that ends up. I'm going to have to put the motor together first. And while I'm at it, I'm probably going to wash and vacuum this out here because there's a lot of chunks of rust, I guess, just from this piece here. This isn't... I don't know if this is like... I might put some sort of a rust converter paint on there, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not in as harsh of an environment. Well, I assume it's not in as harsh of an environment as it used to be, because where it was, it didn't really get a lot of ventilation. Now it will. I don't think it will have the same issues with rusting. However, in reality, especially on the drip pan, there's not that much. There's not a terrible amount of rust. It's just this stuff falling off of the guard, and it's all down here. But me vacuuming this out is going to make it so there's less water retention, because it will, you know, capillary action will soak up and it'll act like a sponge there. So what I'm going to do is try and vacuum all that out, because I was not able to get to it when it was not fully disassembled like this. So, alright, it's in the wall, plugged in. I had a friend help me with reinstalling it and moving it around, and since it was out, I fully washed it, vacuumed it out, which probably helped with a little bit of vibration because there's just a bunch of rust stuff in the bottom of it and dirt and whatever. I guess there's a mosquito there. Anyway, here you go. That's the fan, and it's pretty quiet now. I really hope I don't have to open it again because it was a pain. But as you can hear, it spins down. It spins down for a long time now, and when I first got it, it didn't do that, so I assumed that it probably just needed to be lubricated anyway. So, we'll go to cool, I guess, now. Vibrates just a little bit. I'm going to figure that out. Probably fix that later. But now it works without being terribly noisy. It's a little loud when you're closer. That's just because it's... it's an air conditioner, so there's some noise. But anyway, I pretty much got it where I want it. I guess the next step in the process is getting all this crap off here. This is ink, I think. And yeah, that's about it for now. Thanks for watching.